is great. I'm loving it. Just want to make sure my chat's visible. Chat is visible. The tweets have been sent. Have I? Did I actually tweet that? Yes, I did. This is a... Here we go. This is a continuation of what we were doing last night. I don't think Nil's around. I think he's working today. So I'm just going to clean up a bit and finish the platform I promised for the central structure. This is part 12B of maybe a 2 or 3 part, probably a 3-part thing I'm calling Central Mountain Time, because we're going to be building the central, the terrain that is embedded in and surrounding the central structure. So Central Mountain Time. This is where we left off last night. We had a big gaping hole where, here, let me just orient you here. This is the, these are the man cannons in the middle. And so we're going to be building the structures surrounding this, and it's kind of complicated because all the pieces are integrated, because you can't put something on the outside that impedes too far on the inside, because we want to leave this nice chasm. This last piece we placed was really nice because well, you won't be able to stand here in game. Let's put it that way. I'm either going to be making this a straight wall from floor to ceiling. It probably will be. Either way, none of these little nooks and crannies, you won't be able to stand on these in game once we're done today. So that's why I'm saying it's complicated, because we have to make everything fit nicely on the outside of the map without filling the gap that's in here. And we also have to have this looking nice, not like a bunch of patchwork pieces like it looks now. It's gonna be a nice looking, nice clean looking dark chasm, because yeah, we're gonna not have any lighting in here. Oh wait, there is lighting in here on the structures, but we aren't going to, we'll talk about that later, but we aren't going to have any lighting. The lights that we have in here, I'm going to reduce the draw distance on them so that they don't actually light the chasm, they just appear lit, that's all. And that's kind of how it is in the game. I don't want too much light in this. I want this to be a nice dark creepy area. Not creepy, but you know, moody, whatever. And once we put the fog in and everything else, it's going to look really nice in here. Okay, so where did we leave off? We left off last night. We completed the front area. I just have to patch in this little bit. So so that is to come today. Sorry, I thought I saw a warthog down here. No, I'm seeing things, because we've been dropping warthogs and sometimes they get stuck. Anyhow, we'll clean those up later in case there are some down there. Anyhow, where was it? Oh yes, I just have to finish this little patch, but well, we're going to leave that for last, because we may end up reworking this area just slightly. I'm sure it's fine, but we may not. This hole may just fill itself when we tweak everything. So we're just going to leave it for now and leave that for later. So I'm interrupting myself. Here we go again. This is the central platform around the man cannons. There is a cliff here, and there's a little cliff here. And the problem with these areas is they have to seamlessly blend. You have to come out here, and then they have to seamlessly blend in with the ground without making it look like you've got one piece here and one piece here and then another piece here for the path, and it looks all it looks crap when it's all patchwork. So what I've done after last night's broadcast, I had to turn the lights out, so I couldn't stream it, but I just did a bit of quiet foraging in the dark, which is the usual way I forage. I don't usually forage with lights on, but I'll just quickly show you what I've done. And the way I do it is I've already placed the pieces. I just wanted to show you what it looked like when we were last here. Let me just freeze this here in case the video is a bit on the laggedy side. Oh, a whole bunch of people watching already. How's it going? Nitro is following. Good stuff. Hey, Nitro, we're going to be talking later because tomorrow we're going to start reviewing Griffball Courts. Petrorian, there you are. I chatted with you just after the after last night's stream. Praetorian was my forging muse, I guess you would call that, in the Halo 3 era. He kept me entertained because forging in Halo 3, instead of days or weeks, forging in Halo 3 for a proper map took up to a month. And so he used to come out and hang out with me and tell me, you know, what I was doing was crap, and tell jokes and stuff like that, and it just made the experience a lot more fun. We were kind of talking last night, reminiscing about the Halo 3 days, and yeah, it was so much nicer to Halo forging in Halo 3 was just, it was just so much less complicated. Like you put a piece and there it was. You know what I mean? Now there's so much to do and so much to remember and so many new controls, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I just said, you know, it was so much simpler back in the day. That's true about most things. I mean, calling people on the phone was so much simpler back in the day. You didn't have to worry about the app crashing halfway through the call because it was a telephone. Anyhow, I'm doing my old man rant, and I'm going to stop that. Who else am I saying hi to? Oh, yes. Praetorian PhD, for an entire weekend, and I mean an entire weekend, he did this kind of a comedic robot voice while we were forging, and he didn't go out of character once. For like 2.5 days of forging, he did not go out of character once. And I was having to stop forge at certain times because it was just so funny. I was just like in pain from laughing. It was so bloody funny, the things he was saying. And it was baffled me how well he could stay in character the whole day. I know it doesn't make sense. We should have recorded it and streamed it, right? Well, guess what? Streaming wasn't around back then. Anyhow, I'm interrupting myself, which is the thing I seem to do best these days. I'm going to show you what I did last night. Very quickly, I'm going to reforge it instantly, and here's how I reforge instantly. I go up and I grab the piece, and it's got my red and yellow hockey puck attached to it, and I turn on my magnets, which are on, and I'm going to drop this down. I just moved this out of the way so I could show you what it looked like before, and what I'm doing here is I'm putting it back in position using my magic magnetic hockey pucks. You see, I stick that to the central pin thing, and there it is in place. This is the top deck platform, and this piece is really nice because it already has built in the ramp that goes down here. Now we're going to be putting another piece in here and linking up to this, and it's nice and flat up here, and it also ramps down here. Now it doesn't exactly match where we want to go, but because it ramps down, we can stick another piece in here, and we can just figure out where to blend the pieces without being too restricted on what we can do. So like this hole will be filled up, and this will come out. Sorry, I'm behind the wall. These red walls just represent where the structure and terrain are going to be, so we don't have to worry about forging anything outside of that. You see, we don't have to worry about covering this because this area will be filled in. So that's just the area we have to concern ourselves with. So this piece, even though it's one of the biggest pieces, and as I said, you're always best, in the case of what I'm doing, start with the biggest piece you can and figure out if it fits. If it doesn't fit, take the next smallest piece. This is the second smallest piece. The biggest one didn't quite fit. It was really close, but it didn't. Now, there's a few pieces that are missing, like it drops down to here where it doesn't need to, but we're putting in a rock face right here anyway, so the top of that rock face will be snow-capped. So we're just going to probably grab like this piece here as it is, maybe change the snow cap up a bit, and we're going to drop it in to make sure that we hit the mark at the top of the cliff here. So the nice thing about this piece is we have choices as to how we can do to blend it with the rest of the map. So what I'm saying is that this piece here, if you follow the monitor, this is going to be filled in with another piece, like a rock piece, so that the rock face shows here, and then the rest will blend a ramp down there, and we'll get this ramp connected up to this piece here. So that's one of the things we're doing today. The other half of what I did, and you're gonna like this because I loved it. this. I'm going to come down here for dramatic effect. And I'm going to park it here. This is a ice side base, ice side man cannon. And from here, it goes up to here on one path. There's a path here. There is a path here. And there is a path here. And that path also leads to a path here. So you see that's a really complicated piece that we have to fit in here. And this is how I did it. I think you're seeing it right now. And let's try it out. Oh, and I also wanted the snow to come slightly in because it does in the original game. And it fills up the area of the man cannon platform that I wanted. It's very similar to the one in game. It's a little bit off, but it's very similar. Anyhow, let's go have a look at if we hit all our marks. I'm not worried about this here because this is going to be a vertical wall. We hit this mark. It drops down here to this path here, so we're going to be connecting this up to a path. There's supposed to be a peak right here, and we have a peak right here. You see, this is supposed to be the high point, the peak right here. There's no ramp down here. You're supposed to be able to come straight out of this door and straight down the path. So here's the door, and there's the path that goes down, and this is going to split off in that direction, and it's also going to split off in this direction, and it's just perfect. Look how perfect that is. Isn't that sweet? And this is supposed to be this is another peak right here, and this is another peak here. There's a path just below it. There's a path just below this, and it's going to come, there's going to be a wall right here, but it's going to come right up here, and this is a little peak that's above it, and that almost exactly, well, not almost exactly, this is where it is in Halo 3, this is where it's going to be in Halo 5, but we can always fill that in. This little bit here, we can always fill in with whatever piece we use for the mountain here. Oh, kitty, kitty. Cat's here. I won't ignore him this time. Okay, so that's not all we did. You think that's all we did? No, that's not all we did. There's a couple more up here. I didn't finish these like I did those. So here, wait, let me save this because it's saving. It's good now, and I'm going to ungroup this. I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to get rid of the. I'm going to get rid of my hockey pucks here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to lock this in position so I don't accidentally grab it and move it later. And sorry, I'm putting my chat up on the big screen here on the big monitor. There we go. Okay, now I can see the chat better. Yeah, so what was I doing? I was locking this. Locked and locked. So that's my task for today, is to finish this part and finish the other part. I don't know which one I'm going to do first, so I kind of started this one. I don't even know why this piece is here. Oh, I think I was auditioning this piece for that one that I just showed you. And it was too big, so I moved it out of the way. So hopefully that's not there for a reason. But these pieces here, I've got a choice of one or two. The thing is, I place these before I place the other piece, so I don't know how they're gonna combine with it. So let's bring this down, and this has a different point of reference for magnetizing. There it is, right there. So I just turn my magnets back on and stick it to this on the top of this one, and then we're gonna see if we can't blend these pieces together. This is there's a path that when you come around from the ghost area, you're gonna go around this thing. There's a bit of a hill, and it almost immediately blends into a footpath that takes you up here, and the footpath combines with a lower footpath here that goes up here, or connects up with this one here. So I'm going to try to get as much of that structure done with one piece, and if I can't get it with this one, I'll get it with the other. So I'm just going to see how this one blends so far. And no, I don't like this because it completely eats up this. It eats up that. So we're going to just set this one aside for now, and we're going to see if the other one fits better. And if neither of them work, then we'll just take one or the other and tweak it. Where's the other one? There it is. Yeah, we'll just keep playing around with it till we get the position right on it. There we go. Okay. It's a bit better, but I think that's the one I'm going to go with. But it almost looks exactly the same as the other one. It could possibly be. I may have just duplicated it. Let's see. It is. It's the same bloomin' piece. No wonder. I'll just start from scratch on that then. Anyhow, for people that haven't seen this map so far, I'm going to do a quick drive around, just so you can get a better look in not in forge mode. All the yellow bars are my measuring sticks that precisely match the to where I measured Halo 3. So I want to make sure that all the landmarks and all the sight lines are exactly the same. Here's the ice side sneaky path that goes up to the turret and teleporter room, which is obviously not decorated yet. Everything out here is these ice piles aren't, or rocks or whatever, aren't exactly the same, but they give you the same sight line as the original. The turret's still floating. We'll drop that down eventually. Ramp going down, and the outer ramp around the outside going up is all nice and smooth. Well, smoothish. There's a bit of a platform up here, which is on the original as well, because this is one of the spawn areas right up here. Probably an annoying one, but nonetheless, it's important. There's the ice rink. A little structure with the ghost. Oh, right, and this you can run up here on the original as well, and it's the, you see it's measured, that's the same height as the one in Halo 3. Let's try that. Okay, so the other night I spent about an hour making this nice and smooth, and it's nice and smooth. From here on up to almost to the base is natural terrain, which is if you'd have to go back to my scouting location, which is the second episode of this, to see how I did that. And this here is a little piece I dropped in to make it look like you're at the edge of a cliff, but you're not. So it's just to make it look like you're at the edge, but you're not really. So hopefully no one notices that, and I don't care if they do. It's just a snowbank. So if they want to imagine that that's the edge of a cliff, that's fine, but it isn't. It'll all be kill zoned or invisible barriered. Here is the bridge platform, which we are so happy with. It turned out so well. Let's go under it first. I'll drive around it. There's the... there it is there. It turned out so nice with the snow capping on it. Drive around the front. The trees blend in nicely with it. These trees here denote the bottom of the ramp, and they're exactly in the same place on Halo 3. This bridge is it's just placeholder, but it's in the right position. These are the next man cannons that we tried making. These may change again, but that's what we have for man cannons so far, because they only use 3 pieces, which is nice. So that saves us a lot of pieces, considering there's 26 man cannons on the map. Here's the other bridge. There's a peak right here, which we have. The down ramp towards Treeside Base. Once again, all natural terrain, and that wasn't you. I glitched out there. That was kind of weird. Sneaky path on the right, which is made up of, unfortunately, 4 pieces. I spent all day trying to make this out of 1, but it ended up being 4 pieces when we were done. So there's 3 pieces that we have. And although it looks rough, it's nice and smooth. It's just the pieces themselves look rough, but when you drive on it, it's nice and smooth. And if it isn't too rough, I'll take care of that. This is the ground that Squally put in, nice and smooth. This was 1 piece, or sorry, 2 pieces. Right now it's 6, but it was 2 pieces. But we found out that the pieces I used, the vehicles, see how the vehicles kind of come on, get out. You see how they kind of float? Well, on the pieces that we were using, they floated up like that. Because so we ended up having to toss them out and replace it with the 6 smaller pieces, unfortunately. So, and there's our completed bases, all set up and ready to go. And here's the other issue: is these pieces have really bad shadows on them. There's 6 pieces that are all the same, but the shadows on these ones are just terrible. And in game they're just as bad. So what I might do is replace these 2 pieces with the asteroid equivalent. So I'll swap them out in the exact same position with the asteroid equivalent, and then just frame it off with a chunk of snow, because we have to fill this hole anyhow right here. So we still need to add a piece to that. So and the reason we're going to use the nighttime canvas or skybox, I can't get it to load on my Xbox One. It just does not load. Simple as that. I just want to make sure the stream's performing okay. Yeah, it looks good to me. I now have encoding, so if you're having frame rate problems, just you can watch it at a lower frame rate. I just got that on halfway through my last episode here. So there we are. I love the fact that so much of this map is natural terrain. Not only did it save pieces, it looks terrific. You get snow kicked up on your... You see, you don't get much snow kicked up, but when you're on the natural terrain, it kicks up snow as you're driving. I really like that. And that's where we're at. So, let's get to building. I think I'll do this side first because a good portion of it's already here. I have to find a cliff for right here, and it can't be that big, and it has to have a flat top because you have to be able to run across it. So we're going to go up to our grocery list up here, not our shopping list, and this may be the one we need. Let me just look at the top of it. I just have to see if that's bumpy or... No, you see, that's too bumpy. If that was smooth, I could have used it. The next piece I was thinking of using... Oh, there it is there. Is this one here. Let me see what the... See, I don't need a whole lot of cliff. I just need to fill in that gap. And I want it to be rockety and craggedy like this, because it's going to be rock. It's going to be the same as... It's going to be the same as those pieces over there. And it can't be too big, but it can't be too small either. It just has to be smooth, because this is a major path. And that's smooth. So let's see if this piece fits. Okay. It just has to hit. This is the only marker it has to hit, but it has to blend nicely into this path. And although the bottom of the marker is here, this measures the top of the cliff, and this measures the bottom. And we had no choice. We had to take up this space to make this smooth. If we made it so that the actual bottom matched Halo 3, then this would be a very steep ramp, and you would launch vehicles off it as you were doing your flag run. We had to keep this a nice gentle slope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match where this piece intersects with where this one intersects, So they aren't the right height, but they're the right delta, the right variation between the highest point and the lowest point will be the same, even though they'll both be raised up just slightly. So we just need to fill this spot from this marker to this marker at approximately that height, and it doesn't quite fit this way. So let's try this. That doesn't work. Let's try this. And I'm just going to keep playing around with it till I find the piece that fits perfectly. This one's kind of small. Well, there's more than the one side. Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's see if we can get this one to fit. Now, I don't have to worry about this ramp, because this, as long as it doesn't impede, which this does. Yeah, just a little bit, because there's going to be a piece right here. Now that's a little bit on the rough side. You see, you have to be able to come up here. So that oh wait, it's too high anyway. Look at that. Oh right, it's supposed to be high. Oh yes, keep in mind that there is going to be I'll just use this as an example. There's going to be a ramp right here as well. So like I'm visualizing it, but it may not look right when you're looking at it. There's going to be a ramp, not this piece, but just to give you an example of where it's going. There is going to be a ramp. Approximately here. Well, it goes from this marker to that marker down there. It's going to be like that, right? And that's going to fill up this gap here. See, I like this piece here because it slopes down here, and then I have to match kind of another slope here, and then it's going to be a ramp that goes down here, and then there's the sneaky route across the top here. So let's get this out of the way and save that for another thing. Oh, I already have one up here. Let me just kill that one. I don't need it. Yeah, too rough, too rough. Then again, if the ramp comes to here, this may be good. This might be good. Just blend it in a little bit. No, it's not good. It pokes up too much. Alright, let's just find another part of it before we excuse this piece and find another one. I can't remember if I've used this side. No, I don't want to use this side because I don't want this to be a I don't want this to be a possible clamber spot. See, it's got to be out of clamber zone, even for the trickier of the jumps. Ooh, might be onto something here. Or not. Because I like the look of it, but there may be clamber spots, or maybe not. Or maybe I just can't do it. There we go. Yeah, see, that's the problem with that. There we go. Let's try that. Because that'll go down to our ramp here that's going to connect right about here. So it's going to go across that line right there. So I might have to tweak it a little bit, but I think that's our rock. And this one was more about decoration than being functional. But it had to fill this one little gap, but it has to look good, and it has to look good as the two pieces, like as the same piece. So that is the rock chunk 84108. So let's go grab its counterpart. Asteroid chunks 84. And my menu's froze. Whole game is froze. I think I'm about to have a crash here. Yeah, it's I can see the snowflakes dropping at 1 frame per minute. So that's not the stream. That's I think my map is rethinking its existence right now, and that's why it's giving me problems. Yeah, I'll oh, there we go. Chunks 84. It did it again. I'm gonna go to the safe zone and spawn it over here. This is our designated safe spot. We're looking away from the map, and it's a huge open plain, so it's safer to spawn things out here. Natural, asteroid, chunks, 84, 108. There we go. And let's just drop that into position. Let's do it the quick way. Let's do it the fast way. Everything's got to be fast. Object properties. Position. Mixed. No longer mixed. There we go. Rotation. No longer mixed. Where is it? There it is. See? That's the quick way. And now I'm going to drop this down to the ground. And then have this nice cap of snow on top that we'll just keep tweedling it around until it looks right. It comes right into the trees, unfortunately. So let me crank it back a little bit. I might move the trees just a bit, but I'll make it so that trees are just barely touching the rock. And as I said, this spot here, this is all going to be filled in. So let's just make this look good now. I want some of the snow to be running down like that, but only to a platform or plateau. That looks good. It looks kind of clamberable. Maybe it isn't. Nope, no clambering. It just must be the wireframe. It isn't actually where those rocks are. So I'm going to back up and go up here and have a look at it, see if this is the look I'm after. Yeah, it's kind of the look I'm after. That bit's sticking out a little more than I'd like, but there's going to be a ramp right... See, the ramp goes from here to here. So that's okay. That's okay. Maybe I'll rotate it just a bit, though. sticking out just a bit. That's the look I want. Oh, here I am thinking, I'm thinking the chat's moving, but I also have the Forge Hub chat box up. So I'm gonna kill that just so it's not distracting. There we go. And one more, I'm nervous about the stream. I always got to check it every few minutes to see if it's working good, and it's working great. There we go. Taking off, Oracle?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you just going out and back again, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't need to worry about picking you up for riding lessons today? Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that's the look I want to go for. I'm just going to make sure that it's smooth on top. It's just the top part that needs to be smooth. It's just this little bit right here. And that's really good. And of course I'm going to tweak it again once we get this ramp piece put in here. But now that we have this piece here, we can make this ramp not quite as steep as it was before. You see, it was a little bit steep before, and now we can just turn this down a bit to so it's not quite as steep. Because we were trying to hit this mark here, but we really don't have to. We can make it a little bit lower. See, we're above that mark there, pretty close. So this whole thing is probably going to go, and we're just move the whole thing over so it just fits in here. I don't mind it coming down about halfway down this little ramp here, and then picking up this ramp here. Or we can just leave it like this. No, it's a bit of a bump there. I don't like that. And not only that, the sniper, that's the measured spot where the sniper is supposed to go. So I just have that down as a visual reference as well. So we'll fill that spot in next. I'm just going to have one more look at this to see if I'm happy with it. And yeah, most certainly. Because once this ramp is in, you'll be able to go up here, down here. It's all fairly smooth. It doesn't catch you up as much. So that's a save. Yeah, very good. I think I already positioned this. Actually, I think I positioned it and then I lost the save. So let me just. Here's the man cannon there. When you come out this door, you should be covered from the man cannon, and you take one step out and you can fully see the man cannon. So that sight line is good. And I have a sight line marker here to prove it. Let me highlight that. You see, here's one of my sight line markers. And it is supposed to show, see, right on the man cannon, but not from in the door, from one step out of the door. So the inside of the marker. Wait, let me turn on my marker so you can see them. I wonder, is there a shortcut for that? It'd be nice if there was. It probably is, I just haven't found it. So this sight line, yeah, you can't see it from the inside, but you can see it from the outside. So that was the whole idea of that. I wanted to make sure that when you're standing just in the doorway, you're covered from the man cannon platform. But as soon as you pop your head out, you're susceptible, or you know, the other way around, because the sniper is right there. I don't know how it's going to work on this map with Halo 5 because we have the two snipers that are so close to each other. I guess that's the idea, is that if you can set up shop on this platform and not let them knock you out of it, then you deserve to have all the sniper bullets, right? I don't know. That's the discussion for another time. Where's my boundaries? There's my boundaries. Okay, so that was saved right there. Okay. So we're going to clean up this ramp first. Now what I'm going to do is highlight this piece so I can see if it impedes at all on the inside. And no, it doesn't. It's not one of the pieces that sticks through, so I don't have to worry about where it is in the back here. But I'll keep an eye out for that. And I saved it right here, so if I mess up, Nolaput's very nicely placed piece. If I mess this up, I can easily fix that. Now, this ramp. Sorry, I just have to click over to Halo 3. I just want to look to see if you have to get if it needs to be smooth on this one side, because I can't remember if it was sharp or smooth. You'd think I know by now, but I do have to look occasionally. Yeah, no, it's sharp. Yeah, there's a rock face there, so that's good. On the tree, there's enough room. On the tree and the stack here, there should be. This can be moved over because there's just enough room for a warthog here and here, on this side of the tree and this side of the stack. So that can be moved over to approximately there. Okay. So yeah, we're going to take this whole piece and we're just going to slide it to match the terrain that we have here. We're going to soften up the angle, and we're going to try to fill as much of this gap as possible without messing everything up. Look at that. It almost looks like it's made to fit once I tweak it a bit. Hey, what are you doing here? Yeah, I completely ruined this side of the ramp by doing that. So it looks great, it fits beautifully, and then I completely destroyed this part of it. So let's try that again. Yeah, I turned it too much, and now it's just way off. So let's just try a different portion of the same rock. Turn off my Z fighter so I can. You know what? Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's a perfect rock for it. It's just a matter of getting the position just right. So that's as far over as we want it. We can turn it. We can do this. Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, same deal. In order to fit that gap, I have to turn it too much. So let's give it a spin. Let's give it a spin. And let's give it a turn. We're getting there. See, I'm hitting this mark, not hitting this mark. Okay. Let's still turn it up. And we might have to patch this part here. So I can't make it any higher than that. It's probably better right where it was left, but so, room for a warthog. But is it bumpy or not? I can't tell. You know what? Let's just drive. You should be able to hit this ramp at really good speed too. It's pretty smooth in the game. Like, I want to be able to go up without that happening. Yeah, you see, that's not good. I have that previous position saved, so I'm just going to spin this rock around and see if I can't find another face of it that does what we need. See, it has the two-stage slope, which is what I'm looking for. And it has a fairly sharp edge on this side. So let's just see if there's another edge we can't use that has some of the same features. Let's try that. Ooh, I'm seeing something looking good here. If I can just get this to fill this area here, and then tilt that up a bit, bring it up a bit, and then this is messed up. But that's okay. It's okay because this piece here can come up to meet it. So that's not the end of the world that this doesn't fit perfectly. Let's make it fit as best we can, and then we'll just bring this piece up to blend with it. So let's hit our marks over here. That's one mark there, that's one mark there. Let's see how we're doing inside. Yeah, see, this comes out a little bit more. So, crank this up. See, I don't mind this bump as long as it, as long as you don't get hung up on it. And I'm not hitting any of my marks over here. I'm burying the trees completely. Yeah, maybe this isn't the right spot for this. So close. Yeah. See, that's supposed to end right here, and it's way over there. So that... I'm not giving up on it yet, but I will pretty soon. Yeah, I think we can do better than that. Randy 355 is now following. How's it going, Randy 355? Just so you know, today's show's kind of a quiet one. I don't have the co-forger here, Puddin', he's working. So I'm just gonna get some of these areas ready for when we make our final push to do the entire central structure so that it looks as good as what the rest of the map we have so far. Just a reminder, anything red is placeholder. They just so I can visually see where the base is going to be, where the man cannons are going to be, and where this man cannon structure is going to be. They're just placeholders. Okay, where was I? I was right here. Hit these marks. These marks are fairly close, and it left a giant gap in here that I don't like. And as a, like, I don't know if you've been following along so far, but I don't like patchwork. I don't like putting one piece together, and having to put 5 pieces to make them all join together. I want to find 2 pieces to go like this, and maybe trim it out with 1 piece. So that's how I plan to keep this map performant, and how to keep the piece count down so that I can actually, you know, have a bit of budget left for bases. You know, that'd be kind of nice. So I don't want to blow my entire budget or all my frame rate on the structure. So if we can save 3 pieces in this, I'm going to save 3 pieces in this. And if it takes me an hour to save a piece, I don't have a problem with that. You might watching, but I don't have a problem with spending an hour to get just the absolute right piece in place. It's not a problem to me, because I just think, you know, Yes, it takes me an hour, but think of all the man hours. If this, you know, if this map were to get into a regular customs rotation or into matchmaking, you think of all the man hours people are going to put playing it. And would you want to be watching people play this on a stream, and then every time you watch, you kind of cringe, going, "Oh, I really hate that area there because I, you know, every time they look there, the screen rate, the frame rate drops, and I could have done so much more." I don't want to have those regrets later. I want to spend the time now to get this map perfect, or as perfect as possible, as perfect as I can make it, and that way, you know, that way all people enjoy it, and I'll enjoy watching them enjoy it. So watch, I'll end up putting this in exactly the position it started. Ooh. Yeah, this is getting close to where it started. Pretty damn close. But if we get this piece perfectly positioned for there, I don't have a problem putting one more rounded piece in here to smooth this out, because this is a really important area. So it's going to end up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My goal was 4, though. My goal for this side was 4. So I'm going to keep playing with this piece until I get it right. Now I think I've exhausted all angles doing it this way. So next I'm going to see what I can do with it this way. Let's start there. And that fills up that rock. That fills up that area there, which I don't want. So I need to find something that's a bit sharper on this end, this angle. And there aren't too many sides when you're going long ways. There's not too many choices that you can have. There we go. And tilt it up. Now it can't come out too far because I don't want it impeding the natural terrain out here. I want to keep as much of this natural terrain as possible. So I'm going to have to back that off a bit. See, it looks like in here, it looks terrible in here. Yeah, that piece is just too square. There's only one face of it, and I could use a floor piece in that case. I won't, but I could. Alright, let's roll it one more time. See if this piece fits any better. Oh, it might. It might. Let's bring it all the way in and drop it down. See what I can get away with. No, I'm definitely going to need another piece inside. I think either way I look at it, I'm going to need another piece to flatten off the ground inside. In which case, I'm probably just going to take another one of these and slide it over. Turn it on a different angle so that there's no repetition in texture. Kind of liking that. Just position it properly and see how it goes. Not bad. great, but not bad. Oh, right, it has to take care of the bottom of this as well, doesn't it? Well, no, sorry. This is going to be dropped into the ground a little more than it is. And I always try to get these crevices to line up with something so that it looks a little more natural than just have all of a sudden a crevice, but it makes sense that a crevice would be at the edge of another piece like that. So, how's that? No, you see the problem with this is as you're coming up over the hill, you should not have cover from the front door. You should be totally exposed to the front door as you're cresting this hill, but you see, you go up and you have cover until you're almost there. So that definitely has to go. And too sharp of a piece. Whoop, I moved my tree. So let's roll this one more time. Nope, definitely not anything I can use there. But maybe there. You see, there's a nice sharp edge for the edge of the path. Yeah, let's give this a try. This actually rolls off nicely on this side too. This is looking hopeful. It probably won't work, but better than what we've had so far. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. And turn it in. And hit my marks. And not as steep. See, we can bring this piece up to match. I'm not concerned about that. It hits this mark, it hits this mark. It can be easily smoothed out. How's my cover coming onto the door? There we go. See, look at that. See what I meant? As you're coming cresting this hill, you can see in the door right away. You get no cover whatsoever. I think we found our piece. It drops off here, and that looks nice. That's a nice texture there. Fits in the trees. Doesn't impede the vehicle path. I might tilt it a little bit more just to get rid of this point right here. See, just like that. That gets rid of that point. Now it adds a point here, but that's okay. I'm going to see how far I can push it in. Yeah, I think this is our piece. Definitely our piece. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. Because we can blend this piece in so much easier because it's already on a bit of an angle here. I just have to fill this gaping hole in the middle here. Yeah, that's our piece. That's it. I'm going to turn it upwards as well. Aha, yes. Yes, ignore the big gap there. You see it hits our marks. It hits our marks here. It's a sharp drop off here. And a smooth transition into the ground for vehicle use. Just fly right up that. Let's try it. There it is. Let's try that out. I'm still gonna tweak around with the position a little bit. Oh yeah, sure. Just you know, get stuck in there and learn to drive. So I want to see what it looks like. Well, let me generate lighting first on it as well, so we can see what it looks like. Thanks, Randy. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how this is coming along as well. Yep, absolutely. I want to get it right the first time, and having that philosophy of building really helps because it helps with this, because as we built this, we built it to the best of our ability, and we're done with this side of the map. I mean, other than, you know, the obvious man cannons, the terrain is done on this side. Well, maybe I might add a decorative rock to this because you see the lighting gets messed up on this, but if you do everything right the first time, you definitely don't have to touch it. I don't think I'm going to have to touch anything on that side of the map other than decoration, weapon placement, spawn, and player containment. As far as the terrain goes, yeah, maybe we'll have to swap a few pieces out for rocks because we can't get the lighting right. But, you know, that's a shortcoming of the engine, not of our ability to do what we need to do here. I like locking things down too. So yeah, that just means that we don't have to spend another hour cleaning the side up. We did it right the first time. So that's what I want to do with this area. I want to make sure that this is so perfect that we never have to even consider looking at it again. And right now it's not. You see there's a bit of a bump there. I want this line across here. I want to be able to see down the hill. And I wrecked my lighting. See, what I don't like is how these pieces turn gray, even though they're supposed to be bright white with the sun shining on them. Right up here, you see, that's supposed to be bright and bright. But we might be using the nighttime skybox for this, but unfortunately I cannot load the nighttime skybox. It just does not work on my Xbox whatsoever. So maybe next update they'll have something, a patch for that or something, or they know about it. Forge team is on it. I can just try tweaking this a little bit. You know what? I'm going to save it first because I'm happy with where it is. And if I mess up, I can always come back to this spot here. So what I'm going to try to do is get this absolutely perfect before I try filling it in. Because it's so much easier just to work with one piece rather than have to get three pieces all to meld together like the problem we had over here is we were trying to make place three pieces all at once, and it was just getting to be rather disastrous, and you mess one thing, you fix one thing up and you mess another. Oh gee, I hope that turns out like asphalt. That's snow. And that the funny thing about this is you can't paint something that dark of black in this game. You can't say make this rock black or make this wall black. Here, let's just try it. Object properties. We're going to make it black. It's like one shade darker than this that's supposed to be white. Let me just turn this back to primary. See, all the pieces on this are set to primary. See, all these red things that you see that help guide me, they're all set to primary colors so that later when I change primary to the bluish gray color for the Forerunner instructions, everything's going to change. So they're bright red, so they're easy to forge on. Anyhow, let's get this piece looking good. And it's pretty darn close. It's just that there's a little bit of a wait. Let me try walking it. Yeah, see, there's a bit of a peak I don't like right here. It's a little bit too high. And to illustrate that, I will do this. You see, there's my ground. There's the level of my ground. The level of the ground. And you see, these peaks stick out. So what I'll do is I'll just leave that there, and I'll just move this down till they disappear. And that way I know when I put another piece out here that they won't poke through it. But the problem with that is I've gone a little too deep on everything else. No, not too bad. Not too bad. I've hit all my marks. So as long as this piece doesn't show up as black in game, we'll be good. Okay, so that's a save. And then I'm going to tweak this piece just to match up with it. And I'm going to go back inside to see if anything's impeding in the chasm. And you see this piece is in the chasm. So whatever I do with this piece, it's going to show up in here as well. So if I can move it over and get a little bit more out of the way, see, I don't want it right under the man cannon. If we can do that, that would be wonderful. So I highlight it and fly around the map so you can see where it is. So let's just try bringing it over, you know, let's go in the chasm and look. I want to see how far over we want to put it in the chasm. I wanted it to move over. Oh, we already have a piece in here, so that's good. So there is good. Yeah, so that is good. So let's come out here and let's just line up our points. We need to line up with this tree, this hill, without taking any more of the natural terrain up than it's already taking up, and we can make it steeper. See, this is supposed to be up here. We can make it steeper, so let's make it steeper first. Okay, and then we're going to line up here, and then we're going to tilt it, and we're going to try to hit as many of our marks as we can. Wish this wasn't in shadow. Right, let me just generate lighting again. And while that's generating, I just realized I let my coffee go cold, and I don't... Oh, it's almost perfect. Oh, no, it's not. It's terrible. We're going to fix that in just a second. So I'm going to go nuke my coffee, and while I'm doing that, I'm not going to let you sit at a plain screen anymore. I'm going to... You can watch a... let's see, what can we put on? Let's put on... Pictures? Nope, we have no pictures selected. Nope. Nope. There we go. You guys can watch it run for less than you while I'm warming up the coffee. That's actually from the campaign gameplay that we This is my intermission video. It's from the campaign. We found a dead grunt stuck in a. He was stuck in there, and when you mounted the turret, he mounted you. Okay, let's let him finish. We'll let him finish before we switch back. There we go. That's my intermission video. I might add some music to it or something. So I have a whole bunch of those things saved up, and I'm gonna queue them up in OBS so that I can pull them out at any time. Okay, where were we? We were making these two pieces line up. That's what we're doing right now. I'm gonna have a look inside to see how if it's messing us up inside. Oh, it's even better now. Look, it's a nice straight cliff facing down. That's kind of what I wanted right there. See? Oh yeah. Nice. I just did that so I could have a cup. Sip. Wait, what's so loud? was the video playing actually? Did it have audio? I'm not sure. I wasn't aware of that. Oh, the grunt clip is loud. Okay, I didn't realize that. Right, I have some sliders here. I'll go in and adjust them. I think it's set to maximum volume because That was the channel I originally had my mic on, and my mic was really slow until I figured out how to actually get it to work. Okay, this piece here. Let's line her up. And let's turn it this way, and let's bring it way up and then down again. See, I don't want it impeding too much into the natural terrain because I have this huge field of natural terrain. I want to have as much of it as possible. But I think we have an accidental bit of perfection going on here. Almost. Look at that. Almost. Almost. Oh, right. And I have to... Now, you see, now it doesn't connect over here properly. So let's just tilt that again. Alright, Z-Fighter. Let's fight them Z's. And a bit up. And a bit down. Is that it? That's not it. Wow. I'm just making it worse. I'm not making it better at all. Let me try wait, let me see which way I can rotate it first. I'm just going to rotate it a bit, see if it fits a bit better. I can rotate it either way. See, it shouldn't be... Oh, it shouldn't really be touching this platform here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it so that it's right inside first. Oh, it's that one over there. So it's not even this piece here. This piece here is this one up here. Yeah, let me fix this first. I really don't like that. This is touching too much of the platforms. You should be able to walk off the sides of the platforms, and you can't. So we're gonna have to go back a step. I'll just leave that for now. All I'm gonna do is take this piece and slide it out just a hair. We have room to play because that is supposed to be on this marker right here anyhow, so I don't have a problem. I'm just gonna move it straight sideways. And I want to make sure that our movement type is set to world so that it doesn't... Wait, is it world or is it... Either way, I'm going to save it here. No, movement should be object because this object this object is rotated, and if I set it to world, it's going to climb as I slide it over. And I just want to go straight sideways. And let me go in here first, and I can see my... No, I can't see it, but I can visualize it here. I'm just going to move this out slowly and see my marker out here. I'm going to hit this marker is what I'm going to do. And this ramp goes down to that post anyhow, so we've got a lot of room to play with here. So there we go. That's good. Well, I'm glad I spotted this now because... Oh, and then there's a bit of snow inside here that I don't want. You see, because when you have snow intersect with a floor like that, you get these pointy lines and they don't look natural at all. So I'm going to drop this down until it's a straight line. So it looks more natural. There we go. Or it's like rounded, you see? That looks more natural there. This piece here is going to be covered, so I'm not worried about that. So is that piece there. So that's where it is this way. And it looks a little bit better inside. See, it doesn't cut into the platform anymore. It does a little bit on this one, but I don't have a problem with that because there is a wall right here. Now, in the original, you can fall off right here, but I'm not going to be that picky because that's not really going to affect gameplay if someone says, oh, hey, I used to be able to jump to my death right here. This is my favorite spot to jump off the map. That's not going to happen, so... so we may have to tweak a few things out here as well. I like it when you move objects, you get these weird shadows on them. See? So I'm glad we did that now, because now we get to play with this and make it line up again. So very, very good. That's I'm happy with that. And I will lock that again, and I will save the map right here. Now I can yeah, I'll leave this marker here. So where were we? We were right. This piece is fine. Yeah, because we that wasn't connected to that piece we moved anyway. I might have to tweak this because now there's a bump here. I'll get rid of that. You know what? I'll get rid of that right now. And I just want to make sure it looks good with the snow and the rock underneath. Yeah, that still looks good. No, it doesn't. Ah, this thing impeded into this rock. So we're going to take the rock. We're going to take the snow above it. We're going to lock them together. We're going to pull them back out. See, because we kind of lost them in that other piece. And I'm going to turn it a bit. Boy, all these things, because one piece of snow covered our man cannon platforms a little bit more than I wanted it to. But that's okay. We're still really close to our marks. If this snow doesn't go white, then I'll just pull it out till it goes away. That's what I'll do. So that changes everything we've done to this point, just slightly. This point is here in the game, but it's like 2 steps out now, so that's not a big deal. Still looks good. And still blends well. And the ramp's going to be there. So that's good. That's good. A little bit of a bump there. Come on. Yeah, you know, I'll just make it totally go away. There we go. Yeah, that may need a... Yeah, and a lot of this depends on if this piece stays black or not. If this, once again, if the piece stays black and if it doesn't look good in the nighttime canvas, we're going to replace it with a rock. It's a rock. Okay, back to this piece here. I think we can... I think we can slide this one a little bit closer. Since... I'm just wondering. See, I'm wondering if we can't move this one closer and then have this piece that we're moving here fill that gap we were talking about up here, because you can... Here, let me highlight it. You see, it's already kind of filling this gap anyway. We might be able to get away with using one fewer pieces by just having these 3 pieces mesh all together and kind of mash in the middle. So, the first things first is this piece here. And no, it has to come back because this... Oh, wait a second. We have a new development here. I'm going to pull this out completely. This piece that we moved over, I didn't even realize it before, but it can act as a transition. No, not really. I thought we could just use this as a transition between the 2 pieces, but maybe I don't need a piece on the top now because of it. I don't know. You see, it's the piece we moved from the inside is marked in orange, and I thought maybe we could use some of it for this part, but really we can't. It's too low. But it's definitely the top half. So we'll try to use those other two pieces to make our ramp and to fill this gap all in one shot. Okay, that's the goal. We're going to use the existing pieces to finish this entire side, and that would be really sweet if we were able to do that. So put these marks down. This can go up a bit. It goes up until it sticks through, which it does already. Okay, so that's the maximum height. And now yeah, I'll just leave that for now. Now I'm going to see how much of this I can fill in with this piece. And what I'm going to do is raise it all the way out so I can see where it is. And before I do that, this piece here, it's here. I just want, instead of pulling that out to see what it is, I'm just going to duplicate it. And you see, that's just this piece here, but I can always turn it, rotate it, and use a different part of it. So I just plucked that out of there because that's the piece this attaches to. So this is a transitionary piece that we can always change as well. So I don't really have to concern myself with hitting this mark now because this mark is flexible as well. So we may end up going in circles to make all these things match, but it'll be worth it. As I said, we could just be saving one piece, but it will be worth it. Wow, you know what? No. I thought maybe we can just use just this piece as the whole thing. But no, it's too much of a slope, too much of an angle on there, so let's bring it back. Let's see how it fills the gap here. Bit rough, but this is not the smoothest part in the original game either. Let's walk on that. Get rid of... Did it again. Alright, we have to fill this hole here, so let's not concern ourselves with it. If we don't fill that, that's not a problem. I have a piece for that. Like for the top deck, I'm going to put a nice smooth piece out here. So anyhow, that's this piece. This transitions into it beautifully. We have this nice kind of steep hill that's going to come up here and then back around, but a little bit lower. Okay. So basically we're back to where we were, but this piece is in a different position now. Alright. Have a look where it is inside. Yeah, now this piece is a little bit too much. So, highlight it, make sure I'm moving the right piece, and let's get it out of the chasm. So that's as far over as we can go, so we'll just tilt it down to match that. Over, down. Wow. Getting closer. Oh, except for that. Okay, tilt. Nope. And nope. Here's my wish. I wish you could set 3 points and just pull it up to those 3 points. My wish. You can do it. What am I talking about? There is a technique where you can do it. If it takes a bit to set up, but you see that the measuring poles, you can put the measuring poles where you want them, like one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Like you plunk them down exactly as I have them, or I can just copy the ones I have. You copy them, or sorry, you group them, you duplicate the copy, and you float it up in the sky, and then you turn it 180 degrees, so you flip it down, and then you find a piece that rests nicely on all those things, and you just set it to a normal physics and let it settle itself, and twist it and turn it, and then lock it in a position, turn it 180 degrees, and it will fit right in that position. But I have a feeling that won't work with what we're trying to do here, but I might resort to that because it's kind of cheating, but it's a fun way of cheating. Okay, let me turn this. Wait. Where was I? Right. I was looking inside. It's perfect inside. And I just have to see if it's hitting my marks. Right, the mark I'm not hitting is this one here. It's providing cover again. Oh, not too badly. But I should move this floor piece over to see if it is. Oh, that's the wrong height. That's why. Okay. Oh, right. Sorry, that's supposed to be on. Movement world. There we go. Yeah. See, that's. It can't stick out above that. And it's sticking way out. Actually, that's not bad. No, it is bad. Yeah, this piece here is so nicely placed, I don't want to mess with it, so I'm just going to blend right into it. And then make it match over there. Okay. And it's good for the height. There we go. And that hits these marks here. Doesn't hit this one here, but let me just tweak this piece. Let's have a look. Yeah, I lost it here. And how is it over in this end? At least it's getting whiter. This end's great. Oh yeah, that end's perfect. It's just this little seam here. Not here. The top one, there's a problem right there. And maybe this, no, this piece is as high as I can make it. So it just has to come down on just a bit of an angle. And not lose the connection over here. I think we've got it. Oh yeah, look at that. And just maybe tweak it a bit so that we don't have a seam there. Oh, that's not too bad. Ah, yes it is. Oh, there we go. And I didn't lose this. They blend together really nicely. Remember I said before that the jaggedier the seam line is, the smoother it's going to be, and that's pretty jaggedy. And the easier, the less noticeable it is on the eye that they are two pieces. So there we go. There's our front ramp, and that's done. And I'm gonna save that. Yeah, the seam's nice here. It doesn't impede too much out here. I wonder if is that spot deep enough for... Is this spot deep enough for an ice rink? Let's find out. I'm going to take this ice rink and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to magnetize it to the other one so it's the same height, or just set it to 72, whichever the case may be. I know that their height of them is 72. So anything that's at this point or lower on this map gets ice. That's the rule. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to just slide it over here to see if this spot here is low enough. There's a little divot in the bottom of the map, and no, it's higher than 72. You see, I thought that there would be room for another little ice rink here, but see, I wanted to make all the ice rinks are exactly the same height on the map, and you see, oh yeah, this one's considerably lower. So let's get rid of that. There we go. So hopefully we get the lighting fixed on these, and I'm just gonna quickly patch the gap over there, and I already know that this is the piece I want for it. See, that's nice smooth bit there. So I'm just gonna remove that red thing out of the way, and I'm just gonna make this nice and smooth, a nice smooth transition. And we picked this piece earlier. Where'd it go? Oh, right here. We picked this piece earlier because it's got some nice rounded features on it that really help blend other pieces together, and it's not so big that it messes anything else up. You know what? Let me see if I. Nope. We're still good inside the cabin. Let me bring it up to you. I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll it until I find the part I want to see. That's it there. Nope. I think we had it in the first place there. So that's the chunk I want right there. And let's see if it fits. It's got to fill this whole area here. Just to this wall though. No, it doesn't fit. Look at that. Too small. Too short. No, I thought it would fit in there, but it doesn't. Okay, we need something bigger. So this is the 87 by 214. Let's just, for the heck of it, let's just try one of the other sides. See, because they're nice and rounded too. You see, when something's rounded like that, it's good for transition between two pieces to make them nice and smooth, or to make a little hill. So maybe this piece will fit right there, right on the top here. And what we're trying to do is, you got 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 piece. What time is it? Come on in. I think it's my nephew Ryan. Is it Ryan? Can you put the big screen on for him so we can see what's going on? I'm going to be continuing with this for about another half hour, 45 minutes, and then we're gonna take Carly horseback riding. Cool. Coming with us? Sure, I'll go. Oh, cool. So you can watch this. I'm just finishing up the side of the map, and yeah. So you see, I'm trying to find a piece that transitions here. Let me put that red thing back down so I can see where the floor height is. This is what this piece is going to do is it's going to tie this piece, this piece, this piece, and that piece all together to make a nice rounded deck. So let me. There we go. I'm just putting this out so I can see the level of my floor. Now, in the case of this one can slightly pop out through the top of the floor because it's as long as it doesn't impede the sight line, but it's in the middle of the area, not at the tip. If you go above if you go above the sight line at the beginning of the crest, then you can't see it. But if it's in the middle of the crest, it's okay because you're already at the top of the hill, looking into the doorway, and that's going to be in between. Anyhow, I'll show you. Maybe I'll show you what I'm trying to say here. Let me just set this to the right height. There we go. So as I said, it's okay if this piece sticks out just slightly, but this is more for visually so I can see where the floor is. Okay. Now let's move it over as far as we can. Alright, and so there's as far as we can. And I'm going to turn it a bit. Oh, I have my snap at 45 degrees. Oh, maybe that's a good thing. And it's going to take care of all the little bumps in between these pieces as well. You see, we had this bump here where these were joined. This is going to take care of it. And it's going to give the top a nice, even texture. Let's try to line up some seams here. Yeah, it didn't fill this area. Wait, I'm going to bring it back up again to. I want to see where the edges are. Yeah, I'm going to turn it a bit so the top is kind of flat. And you see this has a nice ramp that blends into our ramp here. This will look nicer once all these pieces end up the same color. I want to make sure I have that sight line is still good. No, it impedes a little bit. It's a bit too high. Let's turn it down a bit. Drop it down to the same height as this one. Crank it up a bit, bring it back up. No, it's still a bit high. Yeah, just get rid of that. I can eyeball it. Yeah, this piece here still can come up. That piece right there, which is this whole major piece here, that can come up just a touch. There we go. Make sure I didn't mess anything else up. still good. Still good. Yeah, I don't like this little gap that I made here, so let's bring this back up again. Tilt it a bit more. Drop it back down. Bring it forward. It's still there. Okay, let's this one isn't quite hitting my marks, so I'm just going to turn it around and use the part that was the slope. We're going to use that as the top. See how that fits. Oh, a little bit better. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. Nope. Once again, you get to the crest of the hill, you can't really see in the doorway from here. See, there's too much cover coming up the hill on this side, so we have to drop this side down, but then that side's already buried. So instead of dropping it down, we're just going to spin it out of the way and move it back a bit. Not that fast. We'll get it yet. I'm confident this is the right piece. It's just a matter of tweaking it a bit to get it to fill all the right rolls. Ooh, did we get it? Yeah, we got rid of this little nook here. You can still walk down here fine. Transition's nice. You can kind of see. Let me tilt it just a bit more. There. There we go. Yeah, there we don't go. What I don't like is that the angle turns up just a bit when you get to the top. Oh, I can fix that with this piece. Actually, what I'm going to do is I like the way these pieces join together, so I'm going to lock them together. And I'm going to turn them both at the same time, just the slightest bit. Oh, that's more than slight. There we go. And see, now they've kept the same relationship. I just turned them both up. So they both blend into the top one. See, there, that's the blend I was looking for. Nice and smooth and even. You don't trip over anything. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, this wall is going to come over just to this post here, but otherwise, there we have it. Nice and smooth all around. I'm sure it'll look good when we generate lighting. Save it first, then generate lighting. And if they don't look good, our options are swap it to a rock piece or light it up with lights. And we found out the lighting trick, it kind of works on this. So we're going to wait for the first art pass before we do any kind of lighting. See, I like the look of this. It's all uneven. It's all disorganized. It doesn't look like patchwork, yet it doesn't look like unnatural as well. You got snow blowing all over the place. The only part I don't like is the way the pieces are all different colored, because they all pick up shadows and they all pick up generate shadows different. So that side is complete up until we do tweaking and art pass. Functionally, it's the way I want it to work. Right, drive on it. Drive on it. Does anyone remember where I left my mongoose? There it is. I want to see what it looks like coming in from the side. See, I really hope we can get these to be bright white, or in the nighttime sky, at least the the midnight blue type color. Either way. Nobistic is following. Is that how you pronounce it? Noblistic. Thank you for following. I hope you learned something, or hope you enjoy it. Or you can also use my channel if you're having sleeping issues and you want to fall asleep. This will definitely help. Okay, I'm just going to drive on this and make sure it's nice and smooth and doesn't upset the vehicle. And wow, it's like driving on that. What's that smooth substance that you can see through? It's like driving on glass. Wow, that's really nice. I just hope we can get these to. I hope we can get these to all be the right color. Hope we get a brute chopper someday to drop down on it. That would be really nice. So there we go. Nola Puddin is going to be happy when he sees this. I told him I was going to do this, and how many? I said 4. I think I said predicted 4 pieces, and we end up using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 for decoration. So not bad. Predicted 4, ended up with 6, but it's exactly the kind of the way I want it to look. It functions just like the Halo 3 original. We hit all our marks. We got this nice little cliff. And once we finalize this, once he says, yeah, I'm happy with that too, we're gonna plant these trees right at the base of the cliff here, and so that they aren't growing into the cliff. I don't mind if trees are coming out of snow, because that happens, but I don't like it when trees go into and out of rock. So that's a pet peeve of mine. People always like planting their trees in rocks for some reason, but I'm liking it. What time is it? I got a few minutes left. Just a few minutes left. So I think what I'm going to do, alright, I did save this, but I'm just saving it again just to be sure, because I'm really happy. I'll save it 10 times. I think what I'm going to do is, a second. Oh yes, thank you very much. A lot of work moving those pieces around, but great results. Definitely great results. I'm really curious as to what our piece count is, because we probably just topped 600 now. But, oh right, let me ungroup and lock. So if I'm happy with the position of something, I always ungroup, ungroup, and then lock it to save on my number of groups, because I eventually will have 0 groups. And the reason I lock them is so that I don't accidentally grab them later. Oh right, we didn't check out the chasm after all that. How's our chasm look? Our chasm looks better than it's ever looked. Look at that, nice and sheer. It doesn't, oh, it does kind of impede here, but there's going to be a wall right here anyhow. But I wanted the chasm to have a nice sheer look on the side, and it did. By accident, it turned out great. And see, that's all forge piece. That's all one big, or two, yeah, that's all one big forge piece. That's that piece there. And so our chasm turned out great. There is going to be a wall from here straight across to here, and maybe looping around a bit. So just to give you an idea, let's just that's the one I'm thinking right there. I'm just going to drop it in so you can kind of get a idea as to how that side of the chasm is going to look. But we wanted to make sure we had the outside pieces all finished before we did all that. So that's got to go up and down and around and over. So there we go. That's the generate lighting, because that should be nice and dark. The one case where you want the snow to darken up. Oh, you didn't put the TV on for him. Oracle.
What?
Can you put the TV on for Ryan?
It is on.
Oh, it is. Oh, never mind. I was generating light. I was generating lighting, and I look over and I see his TV is on. But you know what? It's generating lighting too. So there's our chasm. Hopefully we can make this dark, because sure, of course, the time when you do want the snow to be dark, it isn't. But once we fill this chasm in and put a roof on it, I'm sure it'll look good. But that's really the look I was going for right there on this side. And you know what? Let me turn it out even a bit more. But I'm not going to leave that piece there, because we still have to build the top of it here and over there. So those pieces might fill in the spot where that one is. So that's just to give you an idea of how we want it to look. We want it to look a little more sheer than it was, because there used to be a little rock garden down there that you could look like oh, that's a nice place to hang out while everyone else is shooting. But that's how we want the inside of the chasm to look. So let's get rid of that piece there. And this piece I think is already perfectly placed, but I really want to hit this mark right here. It's so close. And you see this, the nice thing is Nilla dropped this rock in here, and it hit like 7 marks. We just dropped it in place. It was like it was made for this exact spot. But I think, right, this is the piece that joins up to here, and we've got a lot of room here, so I can move this over. Right, save it just in case. And it just bugs me that it's not hitting this one mark, and now it's hitting the one mark. There we go. Now I'm happy. Oh, and we can plant these trees now too. Let me just make sure that this didn't open up a gap on this side. No, it didn't open up anything on this side. And actually, it looks better now, because it's yeah, it looks better now. It got rid of. There used to be one straight seam running down here, and now it's broken the seam up to different sides. So that's good. Okay, so let's save that, and I'm gonna plant all the trees that are on here now. I'm gonna plant them, and the way you do that is you just ungroup them. You take the cylinder, drop it down to the bottom. I think actually no. This is. I'm calling these pieces final. Or final till art pass, so I can actually get rid of that and ungroup this one. Oh no, that's right too. I shouldn't remove the cylinders until I determine. See, some of these aren't the correct tree, so I will bring this back. Like we might have to swap this tree out with a different looking tree, and if that's the case, I need the cylinders to mark where to plant them, because I don't want to go by eye. Trees are all very precisely measured. It's just the heights are different and the looks are different, so I might have to swap them out. So I'll ungroup this one. Okay. And this one's planted, right. We'll do the same with these here, since we're happy with these. These will definitely have to be moved. Well, let me move them first. There we go. So these were originally in the right position, but we have to tweak it a little bit for our map, but that's okay. And the third one here, let's pull this guy out to here and ungroup him. Now these are going to be very finely tuned. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Before I go, I'll just finish the trees, and then we'll pack it in, so that this whole honestly, this whole side is like 99% done. This is great. Okay, so let me. I have to open up the other screen, so I'm going to show you this in Halo 3. Let me swap you over. This is what we're shooting for. See, this is what we've been working on this whole time. It's from this tree here, or sorry, from this tree here. See, there was a hill here, and it's not quite as it's a little steeper than the original, but that's fine because the terrain is different here slightly. It should dip down and go back up, but we're fine leaving it as it is. And then that goes up to here, to this platform here. There's the 3 trees I just moved. And we built up to here, and next time we're here, we'll do these ramps over here. So I'm just gonna pull this out so I can see what the relative height of the trees are. And we got a tall, medium, and a small, and they're all skinny ones. There's no fat trees out here. It's okay. We'll leave the middle one as a fat tree, and we'll make the other ones the thinner ones. But I just have to keep this on site to. I'm going to keep that, so just keep the mental picture of that. I'm going to switch you over, and then I'll switch myself back. And we're just going to lower the trees and position them, and then we're going to get rid of the cylinders once we're happy with them. So, this is the Bob Ross segment of the program, where I make the happy trees. And I'm just verifying that you're switched over. There you go, you're switched over. And I'm going to have Halo 3 here. You know what? I'm going to get rid of my second controller as well because so I can get full screen rather than just looking at it in split screen. There we go, full screen, and back it out because it's a different field of view. Oh no, right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the monitor the same level as the ground, so I can. There we go. It's not lined up the ground. And I'm looking through from one. I'm lining myself up with the ground and with the doors, so that when I can put my monitor in the exact same position. So you aren't seeing this, but in Halo 3, I'm matching my position with the ground. You see inside there, the ground, and between the 2 doors. So that way I can see which tree is which here. This tree is way too tall, and it's about the same height as the doorway. So we're going to lower that to about there. And we're going to pull it out a bit because it's kind of embedded in the rock there. And there's some branches in a rock here. So, oh no, they're not in the rock. Maybe that, oh yes, they are right there. So we're just going to turn this around until none of the branches are stuck in the rocks. Because, you know, that bugs me. Maybe we'll pull it out just a bit more. And bring that up just a bit. See, there, they're on top of the rocks, they're not in the rocks. How about down here? Oh, this is some natural. There is a little bit of natural foliage in here. Oh no, that's just the other tree. Oh, that's weird. It's lost its coloring once it's gone through the rocks. So rotate that just a bit. How's that tree, Ryan? Are you awake?
Good.
That tree's good? Has the Ryan stamp of approval on it? This tree is the shortest of the 3, and the tip of it is even with the ground because that way you can see out. And I'm going to pull that one out. Oh, did I grab it? No, I didn't grab it. And the tip of it is the same as the ground, and I don't mind using the bushy tree for this spot here. It just kind of fills in this area here, so I'm just going to go in here to see if there's any branches stuck in rocks. Just a little one there. You can't really see it, but still. There, now you can see it when I move it away. So that side's good. As I said, I don't mind if it's in the snow. It just bugs me when I see it in rock. Okay, that looks good. I can't tell that cylinder in the way, so I'm just going to yank that cylinder out of there and delete it. You know what? I'm going to take that one too. They really, in most cases, they help, but they're kind of hindering me here because I can't see the rocks in behind them. Just a little bit of the branch. A little bit of the branch in the rock right here. Oh, and a lot there. Well, if I bring it out too far, it's going to open all this up, and I'm... Is that a hidey hole? Oh my goodness, there's a hidey hole. That's alright. Not too concerned. Yeah, that's a hidey hole. Well, I hate to do this, but it's going to take me one piece to do it, but rather than rip all that structure apart just to fill one hidey hole, I'm going to use one of my 1600 parts, and I'm going to block it with an invisible blocker. And I need about a 32 by 32 for that, or 16 by 16. Oh, you know what? You know what? Maybe I can use this blocker to smooth that off as well. So it's a multi-purpose blocker. It fills that hole, and it's, you know what? I'll use a real big one. I'll use a 32 by 32. I will fill that hole up, and I will smooth out this little divot up here. There we go. So this is smooth when you're walking down it now. Oh, nice. And it's not filled my hidey hole, so I need a bigger one. Yeah, so I need the 64. That one. I didn't realize I would need such a big one, but there it is. Oh, actually I don't. I just need... It only needs to be 64 on one of the dimensions. There we go. That's what I need. Fills the hidey hole and makes for a nice smooth transition up here. Oh, look at that. And you think you can get in there, but you can't. So. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. Let's just rotate it. Get rid of this little corner. Still looks natural. Yeah, there we go. That did it. That was one piece, but it was worth it. One piece, but it covered multiple uses. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do just fine. Okay, trees. This tree come over just a bit to the left. Oh wait, it should come out. It should be a little more of a triangle, so it can come out. So that's alright, I can move it away from the rocks. And I'll just turn it one more time. There we go. There we go, that's that tree done. And the one on the right is the tallest one, and it goes almost to the height of the building, which I have marked as that pole right there. So this piece, this one can come up. Oh, but it's one of the scrawny trees. It's one of the skinny topped ones, not one of the fat topped ones. And I know I have one of those right here. Although it's the smallest one you see here, it's actually the tallest tree. It's just, it's got a really skinny top on it. This might be the same tree though. Let me just see. Let's see, that's the 4036. And this is the 43. It is the same tree. What are the three trees then? We got three of them here. Yeah, it is 40 by 36. That is one. Oh, wait. No, I wanted this one here. It's a... oh, they're both 40 by 36 by different heights. So that's a 112. And that's a 119. And the one I want is... wait, let me group these up again. I didn't realize the trees, the first two numbers were the same on all of them. That's a 112. Yeah. Let me just put it next to a 119 and see what they look like beside each other in that roll. That is a 112. No, that's the small one. There's a 119. I'm just going to put them side by side to see which one looks best there, once they're the same height. Yeah, you see this one's a little scrawnier. This one is a little more full. So I'm going to get rid of this one and I'll just leave the one that was there. Perfect. Now these are supposed to be in a triangle. They are. Pull it out of the rocks. Give it a turn. The height's good. And go right on in here. It's a little bit stuck in the rock back here, but well hidden. And I'm going to see what it looks like from the door. So in Halo 3, I'll just stand in the same doorway, and it should completely block the man cannon, and the top of it is higher than the mountain. The top of it is the same peak, the same as the mountains. There, see? There it is, there it is. So maybe it can come down just a touch. Nope, not that much. Yeah, and just check the ground again. There's our trees. What's our time? Oh, right here. 3:39, 3:40. Okay. I'm going to do these other two trees, and then we're done. The trees on the ramp. What are they? One super tall one, one super small one. And the super small one is the scrawny one, so it's a one. The one on the right should be a 119. And it isn't. Okay, I need a 119, 112, 112, 79. Where's the 119? There's a 119. This one's super small. But it's the same height as the one on the left over here. So let's just line it up to this one. Actually, you know what? This one does look better. So I'm going to get rid of this one. It's just too thick. Oh wait, I'm selecting two things. There we go. I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to rotate it so they don't look the same. And drop it to the same height. What are you guys whispering about? I don't mind if you talk. There we go. And just rotate it till it looks right. Actually, I should be rotating it so that we can see through it. There we go, right there. Oh wait, let me spin it all the way around. There we go. One more tree. And this one is the same height as the structure. It's taller than this one. And it really does block a lot of the view. Let's see, when you're standing at the base of the path, it's, oh yeah, it's way up there. I think it's fine as it is. No, maybe a little tall. Yeah, it's a little bit tall. Let's just bring it down a bit. And rotate it a bit so I can see through the branches. Be able to see through the branches on both sides. There's the best view right there. I can see right through there. Well, let's have a look. What do you guys think? Did I nail it or what? Now imagine it white.
Yeah, it looks good. You nailed it.
I think I nailed it.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a ramp right here, but that's tonight or tomorrow. Probably tonight. Okay. 2 trees and I'm done. This tree here, I'm going to replace it with the bushiest tree because I keep placing the bushy tree and then deleting them because they take up too much sight line. So let's go grab one from here. It's the shorter one is the bushy tree. And as I said, I'm hardly using them at all because I keep swapping them out for other trees that are narrower. So let's put that there, and then let's just group this back up again. Oh shoot. You know what? I don't care because we're done with our trees. We have some trees to place over here and they're already the right tree. I don't care. We're good. We're good. That was bad. That was bad. So what tree is this? That's the 112 and this is the 79. So let's get rid of the 112. Let's plant the 179 and it should be slightly in the ground. There we go. That looks good there. Let me just spin it around to the way I want it to look. Move it back into position. Get rid of the pottery thingy. Oh, I can drop that down a bit. That's a bit high. Let's drop it down to cover up the knot. Okay. There we go. You see, the tree in the map is a little bit smaller, but so is that wall. So big wall, big tree. All right, and this guy here. Right, that's my possible path over there, but I know what it is. I'm just going to delete it and work on that next time. Like, I'm going to do the other side next time. One more tree to go. And, yep, that's the right tree. just a bit high. There we go. And I just want to visualize it or look at the Halo 3 version to see if it's actually a little bit further from the wall. You should be able to get a scorpion between it and the wall. Let me just verify. I'm going to drive a scorpion between it and the wall. Because this one looks a little bit too close, but on the original one, you can definitely get a scorpion in there. I'm just going to see if I can get a scorpion through there. Quickly drive a scorpion at top speed. I should switch over to Halo 3 for this, but by the time I do that, I'll be done. Okay, let's see. Can I get a scorpion in there? No problem. It goes right through without any issue whatsoever. So this tree here has to move here. And we're going to plunk a scorpion down. Right up against the wall, and then we're going to move the tree right up to it. There we go. Let's blow up all these rocks I just placed. I'm stuck on something. No, I'm stuck on a measuring stick. Horrible driving. Let's see, what are you saying here? What's it like going to be forging on the PC? It's going to be great. It has to be great. And I'm going to be forging both concurrently, side by side, switching back and forth the way I'm switching back and forth. And I want to get to the point where I can have a Halo 3, Halo 5, and Halo Forge PC all running at the same time. Okay, there we go. So there's my let me set it to phase so it doesn't keep sliding. I'm gonna, actually I'll set it to fixed. And I'm gonna slide it up to the wall here. Oh, you know what? We can move this now. And by move it, I mean just slightly rotate it so that it matches this wall here, because I just realized that's gonna upset vehicles a bit. Oh, wait a sec. This was an inside wall as well. Shoot. Shoot. I didn't mess it up, did I? Oh, no. I got tons of room. I thought we were moving this wall here that was a kind of a decorative piece. Anyhow, lots of room to move this one. Hit the mark, and then just that's there. And then we'll push the tree up against it. I'm going to put the tree right on the seam. Like so. Make sure I can drive easily through here. Sorry, the button to get in vehicles in Halo 3 is B, and the buttons to get in... Oh, right. What did I forget to do? I forgot to set it to normal. Nice, there we go. That's what I'm after. I'm just going to fix the look of this, so I don't like it sticking out there. I'm just going to put it in just like so. Well, that brought the seam back that I had that I didn't like, but we can fix that later. Not a problem. Generate lighting? Sure, I'll generate lighting for you. Oh, hello, sexy Master Chief. I just saw you. There was a cable over top the bottom line of the chat, so I didn't see you there. 12 more days in the month. I'm hoping for a big... sorry. VFX says there's only 12 more days left in the month. I'm hoping for a big update in the content update tonight in the community update. That's a lot of updates in one sentence. Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't think they are yet. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I know that Tom French is on holidays, and I think he's gonna want to be there to like answer questions and stuff like that. And so I have a feeling they aren't gonna announce anything until he gets back from holidays, because he has to be there and on point for, you know, when announcements are made, so that, you know, he can respond to people on Twitter and that. And I know right now he's on holidays, so he's a very well-deserved break, and maybe a calm before the storm could be. So let's save this where we're at. I think Null's gonna like the fact that I haven't changed what he did too much. I just slightly changed its position, sort of, kind of a little bit. You know what? I think I want to have that piece line up with that. There we go. Line up with the crevice so it makes sense. See? This lines up with this line here, lines up with that line there, and that helps. Other than the fact that they're all different colors, it helps make it look a little more natural and a little more, rather than three or four odd pieces, they all kind of join. Well, there we go. That's this side. We have a bit of an issue with this piece. I just realized now. This is one of those pieces that vehicles float on. Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's not too good either. So we may have to fix that. I don't know. We'll decide later. So that's it for today. Just to recap what we did. We did from here to there. And we dropped this piece in on this side, and this is our next task. Task is the cold side of the map. We're gonna blend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ramps, all nice into this, and we're gonna try to. My prediction for pieces are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pieces. So this side's going to be 6 pieces as well. So that's 12 pieces for the entire central part of the map. So that's pretty damn good for keeping piece count out. Sorry, I lied. I forgot. There's a 13th piece, and that's this invisible blocker here. But there you go. So 13 pieces for the entire central area of the map. Not structure, but just for terrain. That's pretty good. It's still actually a bit higher than I predicted. But it is a very complicated area, and it's pretty tough to make it look nice. Still, we may tweak it yet, depending on if we can get the nighttime canvas to fire up or not. So I'm going to save it again, and I'm going to end it. Did it not finish saying save? Saving done. There we go. Okay, and that's it. I'm done until later. I might be back on after we go horseback riding. Pretty sure we will. Probably be doing this again all night tonight. If you want to come back for that, go get yourself something to eat. Go watch some other streams on Beam.pro, and enjoy.